My wife and I are supposed to run a 5K color run soon, and I have some mixed feelings. Now, my wife, who likes to run, signed us both up for this. I'm looking forward to being with her, but the running, let's just say I'm not a big fan of running anywhere, and I avoid it as much as possible. But if I have to run, zombie invasions, Black Friday sales, I can. I just don't like to, but I'm going to for her. Can you imagine, though, if as we labor through the miles and miles or kilometers and kilometers of the 5K run, we come up right to the edge of the finish line and stop? Most people would be like, come on, you got this, just one more step. Can you imagine running all but the last step, just stopping, quitting? That's a straight DNF right there. Did not finish. In our workout crew, with the people I work out with and the kind of workouts that we do, a DNF is one of the worst outcomes there is. Giving up with our group is sin, literally. But what if you didn't know how far you had left? 1952, a swimmer named Florence Chadwick attempted to be the first woman to swim the 21-mile Catalina Channel from the island to the California coast. Almost everything about that day was bad. Fog so thick she could barely see her support boats and freezing, ice-cold, shark-infested water. I wouldn't blame her for not even getting in. She did, and she swam for hours and hours and hours, 15 hours and 55 minutes to be precise, before she stopped short of the finish line and asked to be taken out of the water. She was only half a mile from shore. Her crew and the support boats told her this and encouraged her to keep going, but she didn't. Again, she stopped just short of the goal. The regret she must have felt. Why didn't she keep going on? Why didn't she press through? I think many of us, if we think about it, know the answer because we've been in similar circumstances. Maybe not the shark-infested frigid water, but we've pulled up short before and we've DNF'd. Ultimately, this is what sin is, stopping short of what God has for us. And there's a couple of reasons this happens. First are the things behind us. Our past acts as a drag, an anchor that keeps us from reaching what God has for us. To deal with this, Paul says, but one thing I do, forgetting what is behind and straining towards what is ahead, I press on towards the goal to win the prize for which God has called me heavenward in Christ Jesus. And that's part of the second reason we stop short too. We just don't see the goal, the finish line. We can't see the prize at the end, and that stops us from reaching it. Florence, after her failed attempt in the channel, said, look, I'm not excusing myself, but if I could have seen land, I know I could have made it. You know what? 2 months later, she tried again, and again the fog was just as thick, but this time she made it. This time she wasn't giving up, and there was no stopping her, no DNFing. Let's do the same thing with our faith, so we can say with Paul, I have fought the good fight, I have finished the race, I have kept the faith.